Now we have grade 5, room M3, second place, Alyssa Abraham. Alyssa? She didn't make it. Grade 5, room M2, third place, Sheila Jones. I guess Sheila isn't here. Okay. Thanks again. All right, at this time, we're going to have the presentation of the wreath by
Memorial Day originally commemorated soldiers killed in the American Civil War. Its observance later extended to all those from the United States who died in war. As we observe Memorial Day, we remember the men and women who have sacrificed their lives that we might live in freedom. We honor them and their families who mourn their loss. Let us pray that we may never take for granted the precious freedom that is the legacy of those men and women who gave their lives for our nation. We place this wreath in front of this monument in memory of all the men and women who died in service to their country. We especially remember the following 6 Lordship residents who lost their lives in World War II and whose names are inscribed on this monument. Joseph W. Costello.
Lieutenant Joseph Costello was reported lost in the Pacific Theater of Operations. He enlisted in the Navy on July 5th, 1942, and was reported lost on October 15th, 1943. His name is listed on the tablets of the missing at the West Coast Memorial, the Presidio, California. Lieutenant Costello was survived by his wife, Fern Noel Costello, who resided on Pauline Street at the time of her husband's death.
William C. Hall.
First Lieutenant William C. Hall was killed in action on July 6, 1944 in Normandy, France. He had served with the 315th Infantry Regiment, 79th Infantry Division. Lieutenant Hall is buried in the Normandy American Cemetery, Saint-Laurent-sur-Mer, France. He was awarded the Purple Heart.
Robert J. Jacob.
Staff Sergeant Robert Jacob was the only child of Mr. and Mrs. William Jacob of 187 Crown Street. As a boy, he enjoyed growing up in Lordship and would walk to Pleasure Beach or listen to the big bands. He graduated from Stratford High School in 1942, where his athletic interests included baseball, basketball, and swimming. He was the assistant scoutmaster of Troop 74 in Lordship and a part-time swim instructor at the Bridgeport YMCA. Robert Jacob entered the Army in March 1943 with the Stratford quota. He volunteered to go overseas ahead of his unit and reached Europe about a month before his death. Robert was killed in action as part of the 3rd Army on October 4, 1944. His parents received a War Department telegram carrying the news of his death at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, VE Day. That was Victory in Europe Day. He rests in a cemetery in Margraten, Holland. His grave is receiving individual care by the local residents. The cemetery contains the graves of 21,000 American soldiers and sailors.
John L. Redman.
John Redman was born on March 29, 1925. His family later moved to 85 Short Beach Road. He withdrew from school on April 6, 1942, 1 week after his 17th birthday, and joined the Navy. He attained the rank of commander. His father had attained the rank of commander. John completed boot camp and was trained to become a crewman in the submarine service. He died as a result of a mishap aboard a submarine on January 9, 1946, and is listed as missing in action or buried at sea on the tablets of the missing at the Honolulu Memorial in Hawaii.
Frank L. Sharon.
Frank Sharon was the son of Mrs. Isabel Sharon of 52 Cherry Street. His twin brother Frederick and another brother James survived him. Private First Class Frank L. Sharon is buried in Nettuno, Italy. He was killed on November 22, 1943 in Italy while saving the life of a little Italian girl when a shell exploded near them. His wife, Private Doris Sharon, received the Presidential Citation of Devotion to Duty, awarded posthumously to Private First Class Frank L. Sharon.
Richard V. Taberzi.
A graduate of Stratford High School class of 1942, Private First Class Richard Taberzi served with the 413th Infantry Regiment. He was killed in action on November 21, 1944 in Germany. He was the son of Mr. and Mrs. Alfonso Taberzi of 335 First Avenue. Private First Class Taberzi is buried in the Henri Chapelle American Cemetery, Henri Chapelle, Belgium. He was awarded the Purple Heart.
Thank you.
That concludes our ceremonies for the wreath, okay?